Why do things disappear from the bottom up as they get further into the distance? Well, I would assert it's because of an angular size limitation. So we're going to take a brick, this breeze block, out of the corner of this house that we can see. And we're nice and close, and obviously we can see the bottom of it. But we're going to start backing away, notwithstanding that everybody understands that a brick that's in the near foreground looks bigger than a brick that's in the distance. So we take our brick out from our house, and we're going to start backing away from it when we put it in something to give it a bit of scale and context. So we've got these hay bales, and we're going to put it next to this one in the near foreground and then back away from it, and obviously we can still see the brick. Then we're going to move on to these three that are in the midground that have got a bit of the old refractive effects going on. So we'll back away from this one, and you can still just about see it. It's more than 1 pixel resolution of the camera that's taken this image, so we can still see it even when we back away, teeny tiny though it may be. And then we're going to move on to the very, very far background and place it in the band of, if you like, horizon. And it's going to be in a section that's less than a pixel. So as we back away from it, we'll see it, but when we get to the full frame of the shot, you'll see that it's less than a pixel resolution of the camera. So this unfortunate little breeze block will be too small to see. The camera just doesn't have the resolution to resolve it. So as we back away from it in this instance, we see that the brick or breeze block is just simply too small to see. Now imagine for a moment that we go back to that breeze block in its little position, less than 1 pixel on the horizon, and we take the original house that we removed it from and put it on top of that brick. So we've got the breeze block, it's still less than 1 pixel, and we've got the rest of the house, and then we start backing away from that. As you can see, the brick will still disappear exactly as it did. We haven't changed it, but the house, which is a larger angular size than the brick at the bottom of the house, will still be visible. And as we back out, the bottom section of the house, which is about the size of the brick right next to it, will still have gone. Now if we move on to a different example, just so you can visualise it in a slightly different way, we've got a couple of cars, maybe one at 1/4 of a mile, maybe one at 1.5 miles, and again we'll put a breeze block next to them just to give you a bit of an idea of scale. And then what we'll do is we'll move the breeze block exactly the same way to the horizon where we have less than 1 pixel of resolution from this camera. So put it in the blurry mess, and obviously the same will happen. We back away from it and it disappears. But in this instance, after we've backed away from it and it's disappeared because its angular size is too small, we'll build a building with 500 of them, maybe a 500-foot building on top of that first breeze block. And what do you know? We can still see it, but the breeze block that disappeared because of angular size has still gone. This is the reason that things disappear from bottom up. It's a simple question of angular size versus the angle of attack, or the angle of view. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.